Currently, Ghana's fertilizer need stands at some 1.3 million metric tons, yet the country is only able to have some 650,000 metric tons. It means definitely that is a shortfall. But look, there are several other issues in the sector, and on Food Chain today, I'll be dissecting the issues within this space. Currently, so much subsidy going on in the sector, issues relating to importers not getting their money on time, and whether even the whole subsidy conversation is important or not. But I have come here with two agenda to meet one Ernest Appiah, who actually is the biggest manufacturer of fertilizer in the country currently, AMG Ghana Limited. That's the name of the company, and I will be engaging him soon. You are watching Food Chain, and Food Chain is consistently brought to you every Saturday and Thursday on radio and also on television.
Good to see you, madam.
Good to see you. I forgot the COVID protocols.
Yeah.
Good to know you, and I am excited to meet a Ghanaian doing some wonderful things. Tell me how you got into fertilizer production.
Yes, first and foremost, I started working at the Cocoa Services Division as a district store manager in 1996, 1997.
Okay.
So I've gone back to school. After school, I decided to go and join the family business, which is about the name is called Enipa Ventures Limited. It's an agrochemicals company. That was 2005. So after 2012, I established AMG Agricultural Manufacturing Group in 2012. Because that time I was working with the multinationals, and you see, sometimes it's very difficult for you to have the fertilizers to the farmers.
Yes.
So I decided to look, I can also bring the fertilizer. So I'm the only Ghanaian-owned private company who started bringing fertilizer in Ghana, because initially it all belongs to the foreign companies. So I started by bringing 6,500 metric tons initially. It wasn't easy. That was 2012. It was quite difficult because we have to get a bank to support us financially. Luckily, we had a bank who supported us to bring our first vessel, which is 6,500 to Ghana. And then we started selling fertilizers, bringing fertilizers as a company, agricultural manufacturing group.
So how did you then decide to begin blending?
I decided to begin blending because, one, we can create jobs for people. Two, if you manufacturing the product locally, the price can be competitive, comparing bringing the bulk product and bag it at the port and then sell it to the farmers. And again, we decided to go into blending because most of the areas need a specific product. For instance, if we go to the 3 northern region, they need more nitrogen, which is NPK. So we came out with the 25-10-10, which has the highest nitrogen in Ghana. So when they apply to their soil, they will get more yield. And also, we decided to also come out with a different formula that some part of certain sector could use it, which is about 27-66. It's also another product. And then we have another product called Resocon. It's also good for maize. And again, we have one of the most very good product called Cocoa-Tea.
Yeah.
It's purposely for
the cocoa sector,
the cocoa farmers. Yeah.
Okay, so I currently know that you're doing some 40 to 50% exports.
Yes.
Why is it that we do not have the capacity in terms of the numbers here, but you're exporting?
Yes,
you're a free zones company, right?
I'm under free zone company. So that's
one of the reasons.
Yes, that's one of the reasons why we have to export about 70% of our product to the neighboring country. We have also warehouses within the neighboring country, like Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina, and then Mali, and then we are going to go into Togo market as well. So currently we are doing very well. The reason why we decided to go into the neighboring country is that we needed the foreign revenue, because as a company we are growing, and we are growing quite big. So therefore we have to go to the neighboring countries so that we can
mop up some good
promote our
cash
brand
from there.
Exactly.
How is that affecting fertilizer provision on in Ghana? Because I know that, for example, Cote d'Ivoire is doing it currently at about $140 per metric ton, and we're doing $120 per metric ton. That, of course, my figures are from 2017.
The numbers
it's changed,
are not
right?
add up. It's changed. Currently, the fertilizer is quite expensive, and then previously, the fertilizer price is within $260, $350 per metric ton since 2007, 2008, 2009, thereabout. But currently, we have two projects, and let me explain it well so that you can understand it. We have two projects: the one that we are selling to the government, and the one that we are doing at the open market.
Yeah.
You know, the fertilizer business is huge, and then as a company we cannot rely on the government, because when you supply to the government, it takes ages for you to get paid.
Back. Yeah.
So we decide to go into an open market so that the farmers who want to buy it under the open market can easily access the fertilizers to their farms. So that is what we are doing. And then that one is written on their sacks. The one that is going to the government is under planting for food and jobs, and it's 25 kg. So what we are selling to the open market is the 50 kg. That one is for the open market. Anybody can buy it, whether you are from Burkina, you are from Mali, you are from Abidjan, and you want to buy the fertilizer. The 50 kg one that does not have the inscription of planting for food and job, you are allowed to buy it, and there is nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that, because it's also helping us to pay our workers, because if the government doesn't pay us as a company,
you need
we have
to be sustainable.
Exactly, precisely.
I want to find out from you, since you have gone into subsidy conversations without permission from me. Let's stay there with you then.
Okay.
I know that subsidies became big as in an issue in Ghana around 2008.
Yeah.
We have done more than 10 years of subsidy.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Okay, subsidy is good, but if you permit me, I'll break it down for you to understand.
Go ahead.
Initially, the usage of fertilizer is 8 kilograms per hectare since 2008 to 2017. In fact, the fertilizer subsidy was introduced by former President Kufuor. We, as a company, we started distributing the fertilizer under one minister called Ernest Deborah.
Yeah.
And then we started doing it the following year, 2008. Kwesi Ahoy came in as a minister, he continued. Kofi Jemase also came in and he continued. And then Muniri also came in and continued. And then currently, Dr. Usu Akuto FVA, Minister of Agri, also came in and continued. But let me give you the statistics. The 2008, started from 2008, the fertilizer usage was around 8 kilograms per hectare. But since 2017, it has gone up to 15 kilograms per hectare.
Why is that?
Because the government realized that there is a need for them to increase the usage of fertilizers.
Okay.
So they
within the same space.
Within the same space, because you see, the fertilizer usage cannot be enough, because there's so much demand of fertilizer. The farmers need the fertilizer, but they are not getting it. So currently, it's up to 15 kilograms per hectare. We are using 25 kilograms per hectare currently. That is what we are doing. We started from 2017 to 15, but now it has gone up to 25 kg per hectare. That is what we are doing.
No, so my question was, subsidy, as it stands now, we're doing about 75% subsidy.
Yes.
And the question to you as a private sector business person is,
Yes.
How sustainable is this when you have only 25% of the market being open?
Okay. In fact, since 2008, the government has done so well by giving out subsidy to the farmers.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed is that we, the private sector, when we bring the product,
Yeah.
it takes time and we supply to the government. Since it's subsidized, it takes time for the government to pay us. Okay, so it's also putting a lot of pressure in our businesses. For instance, if you bring 100,000 metric tons a year, and then you sold 70,000 or 60,000 to the government, and the rest will be an open market. You should be able to get your money on time so that you can pay to the bank, and the bank will also give you another
tranche of money
exactly for you to be able to bring more businesses. Currently, we have 200 permanent staffs that we have to pay them, and 5,000 casual workers. So we have to manage to pay them on monthly basis, because you cannot employ anybody and say that since the government hasn't paid you, you cannot pay them. No, it's never done anywhere. At the end of the day, he or she also has his own family to take care of. So that is what we are doing. But the fertilizer business is good. The subsidy is very good. One, it helps the farmers to increase their yield. Two, it also gives farmers some sort of flexibility in terms of how to affordability. How to afford the fertilizer, because the open market is quite expensive. But now the fertilizer has become very, very attractive. So the farmers realize that instead of them waiting for the government to come out with a subsidy program and they have money, why can't they go to the bank, borrow money from the bank, and come to us and buy it and then apply it on their farms? Because at the end of the day, they own the farms, and then it also helps them to increase their yield. So that is currently what is happening.
Okay. AGRA is indicating that this current fertilizer subsidy regime is really not helping the country. So one of the key things AGRA was speaking about was that the quality of fertilizers is being affected because of the subsidy regime. And then of course the fact that the farmers and you business people don't even get your money on time, and the farmers are not probably even getting it in the right quantities. So I wanted to share with me, is this like something that is really on the ground, quality?
No, first and foremost, let me talk about the quality of the fertilizers. Anytime any company wanted to bring fertilizer to Ghana, we have a Department of Agriculture, PPRSD. They are at the port. They have to test your product and see that the active ingredient that is in your fertilizer is the same thing that you can apply in our soil. So when it comes with the quality, it's something that for me, I don't want to go there, because we have an agency who handles that.
So that's their business.
You can never sell fertilizer without the certification of PPRSD. You are not allowed to sell fertilizer. Once the PPRSD certified that you are allowed to sell this fertilizer to the farmers, then it means that they've gone through the test and they realize that it's a very good product. So that one, I don't want to go into that, because we have the agency who handle that, which is PPR, Plant Protection Agency, based in Pokuasi.
So we have done, like I said, subsidy over 10 years now, and the question or the issue still remains that we haven't actually increased productivity. Taking a look at the land size.
No, over the years, the productivity has increased immensely, because if you look at the 2008, when we started the fertilizer subsidy program by President Kufuor, you realize that farmers were not so interested applying the fertilizers. It took the government to sensitize them, give them very good education, and we as a company, we also take it upon ourselves to have an extension officers within our company to go out and train the farmers and let the farmers know that if you apply the fertilizer, one, it will increase your yield, so that the money that you invested in the farming, you can easily get it back. So it's increasing, because it started by doing about 80,000 metric tons, then it went up to 120,000 metric tons, and then it went up to 400 and 360,000 metric tons.
So I'm not talking about fertilizer. I'm talking about food production.
Food production.
Yes.
Oh, food production. I mean, since 2007, the price of maize has come down. You know, because initially you could get a bag of 50 kg fertilizer, maize at 100 to 80 to 60 Ghana cedis per 50 kg bag. But when they started to increase the quantities of fertilizers, the price of food, for that matter, maize, sorghum, and then soya, reduced drastically. It's just that now that is going up because the price of fertilizer has gone up. Now, currently, the price of fertilizer has increased over 450%. Trust me, the fertilizer that we used to buy it at 360 metric tons, that was 2 years ago, is now we are buying $1,200 per metric tons. So you can imagine, it's going up, the price is going up. It's not only the Ghana, internationally.
Yes, yes.
Because the internet, you know, we extract fertilizer from the gas.
Yes.
The Russians and Chinese has reduced the production of gas, so therefore it's affecting the production of fertilizer. That is why the fertilizer prices has gone up.
But we as a gas producing country, is this something we should be thinking of?
That's another debate. One of these days when you have time, come to the office, we can discuss it, because you see, people can say that we have gas. You need equipment, you need infrastructure, you need money, and it involves a lot of money. I quite remember 2008, 2009, the Indians were trying to establish the fertilizer plant at Etiabu.
Yeah.
They couldn't do it. It involves a lot of money. So I don't want to go there. Next time when you have time, come and then we can talk more. We
currently have a shortfall.
A shortfall of what?
Of fertilizer.
Yes.
In the country.
Yes.
Why aren't we able to meet this capacity?
You know, you see, all the companies, most of the companies for that matter, rely on the government to subsidize fertilizer for farmers.
Yes.
Because the fertilizer business involves a lot of money. It's not anybody that can go into fertilizer business. It's a capital intensive. It's not a joke. I mean, to be able to bring a vessel of fertilizer, 20,000, 30,000 metric tons, you need close to $22 million to be able to bring one shipload of fertilizer. So it's not anybody that can go into fertilizer business. It involves a lot of money. So the government decided this year or last year, since 2007, we used to have about 6 or 5 companies, including myself, bringing fertilizer to Ghana,
the country,
into the country. And currently we have about 60 to 100 fertilizer company bringing selling fertilizer to the farmers. You know, but most of the company cannot bring the fertilizer. They rely on us to bring it so that we supply some to them, and then they can also sell it to distribute to the farmers. So that is why we cannot meet the demands of fertilizer in the country, because it's capital intensive, and it's not something that you can just wake up one day and say that, oh, I want to sell fertilizer, so I'm going to sell fertilizer. It's something that is...
How do you think this is affecting food production in the country?
In fact, it's affecting food production in the country because we are using the same line site.
Yes.
To in terms of farming, we are not getting, the lines are not increasing. It's the same land that we have.
Yes.
So once we don't have enough fertilizer in the system because of the cost. That is one. 2, the government is unable to also pay the suppliers on time.
Yeah.
So therefore, we cannot bring as much as fertilizer that the farmers need. You know, so if the government managed to pay the suppliers on time, we'll be able to bring more fertilizers. So therefore, the farmers can also have access to the fertilizer and then apply it.
How did COVID hit business?
It's something that it has affected our business immensely because, madam, we used to have a lot of fertilizers, but You know, we rely on the international companies to supply us fertilizer.
Yeah.
Most of the fertilizers we bring it through the port. And since the COVID time, most of the ports are shut down.
Yeah.
They are not operating. Even for you to get a ship, to have a ship to ship your product to Ghana, is also something that is very, very difficult. You know, we used to pay freight, and that's a very good. I'm happy that you are bringing freight into this conversation. It's something that I appreciate it. I will talk more about freight. The freight that we used to pay $50 per metric ton, now we are paying $100 to $270 per metric ton. So you can imagine. We also work with we are using, so for instance, if I have working capital of $30 million to work last year, this year, I cannot use the same working capital to bring the product.
The same quantity. No way. No way.
Because the freight has increased, the price of fertilizer has gone up almost about $480. 480%.
Yes.
You know, so the COVID has affected business immensely. But we are praying that it will go down. Hopefully next year or two, things will be normalized, and then we also start doing business that we used to do.
Okay. You have actually done a lot.
Yes.
In this sector.
Yes.
You have done a lot.
Yes.
Recently, I heard some of the philanthropy work
Yes.
that you're currently doing for students.
Yes.
Why do you have interest in students?
You know, how would I? You see, I'm somebody who always want to help people when people need help. So I went to KNUST, which is my former school. I went there, and then I realized that the school needs support for their project. So I donated 1 million Ghana cedis for them, so that they can also, it will also help them to also support the project that they are doing. And I also give scholarship, about 20 people on each department, agri sector and the health sector in the University of KNUST.
Okay.
So I've established the scholarship scheme for them. We have to help the society. I mean, as part of our social corporate responsibility,
as
AMG, we are there to also help the society. And again, I've also built a business hub for University of Ghana, which also is the place that I did my master's degree. You know, I built a business hub for them. I did that because you realize that people are always interested to go into the government.
Yeah.
Recently, remember what the
finance
minister said. In fact, he's right. I mean, how long can the government continue to employ people? He needs the private sector to support the government, because the private sector, our work is different. You can't come here and then relax here. You have to come and work because we are paying you.
Yes.
They are more disciplined when it comes with the private sector, because we will give you targets, and at the end of the day, you have to achieve
meet it.
Exactly. If you don't meet it, you go home, because there are a lot of people out there needed work.
Yeah.
So if I employ you and you are not paid for me, I have no choice but to let you go.
Yeah.
And then other people also comes in. And that is more reason why we build the business hub, so that the student can have their own businesses. It's not just that we build the hub, we also gave them money.
About 520,000 Ghana cedis
to go and establish their own businesses.
You see, I've done a lot of
reading.
Yes,
you've done a lot of research about us. I mean, some of these things we've been doing it, but we don't want it to come out.
Yeah.
But when the university said that, look, it's something that this time around you have to let people know what you are doing, so that it can other businesses can also follow you and they do same.
So this 520 that you gave in addition to the hub, what was it supposed to do?
Let me explain. The cost of the hub was 520.
Okay.
And then I gave 100,000 Ghana cedis for each group. They have 5 groups.
Okay.
So I gave them 20,000 as a startup.
Okay.
So the 520 is the cost of building the business hub.
Okay.
And the 100,000 is to establish the 5 groups.
Okay.
Each group has 20,000 to go and establish their own businesses. You know, so that they can employ about 5 people. At least.
Are these businesses in agriculture?
The businesses in agriculture and the ICT, a lot of things, the health and everything.
Okay.
There's a lot of things. You see, business hub is not focusing only on agriculture. Let me emphasize that.
Yeah.
Because we want to do it in such a way that every businesses can also benefit, and that is why we build it. I mean, we are going to do a lot for them. If these 5 groups manage to manage this money well, next year we will increase it to 10.
Okay.
We will set up a group and then give them money to go and start their own business instead of them relying on the government. After school, we want to work at the government agencies. I mean, there's no job. The private sector have to step in and then support the government in terms of employment. Well,
my final issue that I want to look at is on agri financing.
Agri financing.
It looks like such an impossible area. What has been your magic wand?
You know, when it comes with the agri financing, Agricultural Development Bank supposed to be the bank that can help agri.
Yeah.
But in my case, since I started business in 2005, it's only one bank that has supported me. That is EcoBank. EcoBank supported me since 2005 to date. They are helping me to bring all my fertilizers to Ghana. And like I was saying, they realize I'm more disciplined. When I have established the letters of credit from them, I pay on time. I don't delay. Though the government doesn't pay us on time, but they know. Once I let them understand that the government hasn't paid us, they find a way of helping us. So in my case, it was EcoBank Ghana that has supported me since I started my business, since 2005, from Nepal to AMG, and they are still supporting me. And I'm very, very happy working with them.
In just one word, how will you describe doing business in Ghana? One word.
One word. It's very difficult. Extremely difficult. Secondly, the workers that you have, you know, they also have to support you to do business here. It's very difficult. I don't know how to say, because financing is difficult. Interest rate is always going up. We are competing with the multinationals. They have their money sitting in abroad, so anytime they need money, they just have to bring it and then compete with you. We rely on the local banks, which is EcoBank, that give us a facility to bring the product. So if the interest rate is going up every day, we cannot compete with the international companies. No way. Because they have
their financing is from outside.
So they source their finance from outside. So it's very difficult to do business in Ghana. But as a company, we are managing, we are growing. I think one day we'll get there.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Ernest, thank you. Well, so we're ending Food Chain today, speaking about the fertilizer industry, the need for government to pay suppliers so that they can produce more, and also the need for us as a country to begin to look at how we can use our gas to produce the fertilizers we are looking for to make up for the 1.3 million metric tons of fertilizer that is currently needed. We're doing just about half of it. So from me here in Kpong, where AMG is located, well, my name is Udiwe Ntiamwa, and the program is Food Chain.